All right, so let's look at the warm-up. It says Joy can choose to ride the bus, the subway, or take a taxi to travel to work on Monday and Tuesday. Which list shows all the possible outcomes of one day and one method of travel? So last time we were doing sample space. That's what this is. And you can do sample space in a list, a table, or a tree diagram. So in this way, we have the lists. Whenever you're trying to find the one that has done it correctly, it's just as easy to find the one that messed it up. The ones that have mistakes, you can get rid of those. Okay, so it needs to have Monday and then each one of these, and then Tuesday in each one of these. So let's look at A. It says Monday bus, Tuesday taxi, Monday subway, Tuesday. Okay, are there any mistakes in A?
Yes.
Yes, there are. What mistakes did they make? Say that again. Okay, well, they could say Monday bus, Tuesday bus, Monday subway. That they don't have to do it like that, but there is another way that it is messed up. Say that again. Mm. Anybody else? What is the mistake? There's two mistakes in there. Yes. Right. Monday subway and Monday subway. They repeated it. Same thing with Tuesday and taxi. They repeated it. Okay, they can't do that. That's a mistake, and that's one that you can get rid of because of that. Okay, what about B? Are there any mistakes in that one? Yeah, it doesn't have any days of the week. All that is like the vehicles, the methods of travel. So that one definitely can't be right. Does C have any mistakes? Doesn't look like it so far. What about D? Right here it says Monday, Tuesday. Well, that doesn't make sense. Monday bus, Monday subway, it should say Monday taxi, but it says Monday and Tuesday. Same thing down here. Okay, so those are the mistakes. So part of this is getting rid of the ones that made mistakes, just as much as finding the one that did it correctly. A lot of times, the one that is organized the best happens to be the one that is right. I'm not saying every time, but a lot of times that does happen. This one is very organized and clear. All right, any questions on the warm-up? What is the answer? C. Okay, so today we are going to be doing real probability. Let me get... Okay, so we have vocabulary. Right now, I want you guys to try and put these things, it's just drag and drop. I want you to put them in the right place. Now, I know you don't necessarily know this yet. I want you to put it where you think it should go. I'm not grading it, so you don't have to worry about, oh, I don't want to mess up. Put it where you think it would go. I'm going to help you with the first one, probability. This is one that we've already talked about. The probability of an event, written as P and then parentheses of an event, measures the likelihood that the event will occur. Okay, take a couple of minutes and you guys try to put them in the correct place. All right, so, and blank is an activity involving chance in which results are observed. What word do you think goes there? That's a good guess, but it's not outcome. Experiment. Yes, very good. Experiment. An experiment is an activity involving chance in which results are observed. Each observation of an experiment is a what? Trial. Awesome. And each result is an outcome. Perfect. Okay, so these are some of your vocabulary words that you're going to see. Again, the probability of an event measures the likelihood that the event will occur. Okay, the next page is another one of these vocabulary, kind of different way of doing it. It's matching. You're going to use your line tool, and you're going to match it. Probability, we've already talked about that, and I just said it again. It measures the likelihood that an event will occur. So I just draw that line right there. Now, you guys take a minute and put the lines where they go for these two. See if you can pick which one is correct. Okay, so what is a trial?
Observation of an experiment.
Very good. A trial is each observation of an experiment. Awesome. And what does event have to be?
A set of one or more outcomes.
Perfect. A set of one or more outcomes. Very good. Okay, so that's some of the vocabulary. Now, with probability, we will get to numbers, and most of it will be numbers. But before we get to that, there are some terms that are what probability, kind of the basis of it is. The general, is this even possible? Is it likely? That kind of stuff. So, probability, again, this is that same definition. It is the likelihood of an event happening. Now, whenever we get into the numbers, it is expressed as a number, almost always a fraction, and it is going to be between 0, which means there's no chance of it happening, and 1, which means it's going to happen no matter what. So these terms right here are words that you will see to describe probability. And it's not an exact number, it's words that just describe it. So on a number line, 0, that is no chance of it happening. That is impossible. Okay, and on the other end of that, 1 means it's definitely going to happen. That word would be certain. So click and drag. Right here in the middle is 1/2. That's, a lot of you just say 50-50 chance. Okay, yeah, that's like flipping a coin. It only has 2 different options, outcomes. So which one of these terms would we put right there in the middle? Thank you. Equally likely. Okay, sometimes they use different words for that, but I think equally likely is the one that makes the most sense. Sometimes they'll say as equal as not. Equally likely just sounds better. Okay, in between impossible and a 50-50 chance would be what? Unlikely. Good. And over here between 50-50 and definitely going to happen, well, the only choice we have left is likely. Okay, so these are the words, these are where they go. I want you to think about those and look at these different situations. I want you to put the ones that you think go where each one has one answer. So you would just click and drag. Okay, let's say that you use certain and then you think there's another one that's certain. That's why I put more copies of that box behind it. So take a couple of minutes and put those where you think they go, and we'll check. All right, let's go ahead and look at this. I'm going to call on some of y'all. Michaela, number 1. Snowing when it's 90 degrees Fahrenheit outside. Is that impossible, unlikely, equally likely, likely, or certain? Impossible, correct. Okay. Snow melts. Whenever it gets hot, snow melts. So, it is impossible. If it's even trying to snow at 90 degrees, it'd melt, and that would actually be rain, not snow. Okay, Daviana, what about burning your dinner if you cook it too long? Likely is a good answer. Okay, there's actually 2 answers that I would accept on that one. If you said certain, I would accept that too. It all really depends on how long you cook it too long. If you've cooked that meal like an hour too long, then yeah, it's certainly going to be burnt. If you cooked it just like 10 minutes too long, then it's likely burnt, but it's not 100%. So that one all depends on how long is too long. Okay, this one always stumps kids. Kids think that this is not what the correct answer is.
Equally likely.
Winning the lottery. Kai.
Equally likely.
I wish. Equally likely means it's a 50-50 chance. Okay? If it was a 50-50 chance of me winning the lottery, that's millions of dollars. I'd be playing it a lot more often. That means if I get 2 lottery tickets, one of them would win? No. Winning the lottery is very, very unlikely. It's actually almost impossible. It's so unlikely. Okay, what about getting a ticket if you are speeding?
Likely.
Likely, correct. It's not certain. I don't want you guys to ever do this, but, there's been times where I was speeding and didn't get a ticket. Okay, Jada, passing a test if you score a 0. If you get none of the questions right,
Would it be possible to pass if you got a score of 0%? Unlikely. If you were to pass the test with 0%, you think likely or likely. What do you think? Impossible?
there you go. If you don't get any of the questions right, then yeah, it's impossible to pass the test. And Tyron, a coin landing on heads when it's flipped. Number 6, a coin landing on heads. If you flip a coin. Huh? Is it impossible for it to land on heads? Is it certainly going to land on heads? Okay, is it unlikely, likely, or equally likely? There you go, equally likely. There's only 2 options, and that's one of them, so it's equal. Okay, right now there is a your turn. I want you guys to do this one on your own. I'm not going to give you the answer for it. I want you to do this one on your own.